Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing an unboxing. I'm going to show you this Tiny Spark stainless steel camp grill. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today I want to show you this Tiny Spark stainless steel camp grill. It's kind of a camp grill slash stove. You can use pretty much anything you want in it for fuels, even possibly 2 little alcohol burners. We're going to unbox it first. I have opened it up to see everything's in there, make sure it wasn't damaged, but I'm going to show you how it works. It's a fairly simple item. If you try to overcomplicate it, you'll run into problems. It's really simple when I show you how to put this together and open it up. So let's take a look inside. You're going to get a bag for it. Now the interesting thing about this bag, I'm just going to let you know this, it seems to have rust marks on it. I don't know if you can see that there. Little areas where it's rusted. But here's the weird part. There's no rust on that stove at all. There's none at all. Now, I don't really care. That's probably going to get pretty dirty, you know, carrying it around. No big deal. You do have an operation manual here. Let's see. Again, it's fairly simple. You're just going to lift this thing up and snap it together. And thank you for buying. We started in 2016. All sorts of outdoor gear. A little note from the company. Here's going to be your grill. Now, I want you to understand the grill size on this, okay? This isn't a huge grill. This isn't going to be something that you're going to be cooking for 5 or 6 people. You'll probably be able to do 1 or 2 people, no problem. But more than that, you're probably going to run into issues and you're going to have to cook stuff separately. So, yeah, it's not a big thing. It is small. It is kind of made for a compact kind of camping grill, not, you know, say a bigger one where you're going to grill maybe for 5 or 6 people or a family. Here's the actual grill itself. Now, this thing is not light. It is 3.6 pounds, or 3.95 pounds, I'm sorry. So it's not light. It isn't, you know, a bug-out bag type of thing. But it is kind of cool, and, you know, for having it in your home, or maybe car camping or car bug-out, or any kind of vehicle bug-out, it would definitely be worth the time to try it out. So, you're basically going to take it out of the bag, put it like that, if I remember this right. Oh, I was wrong. You take it out of the bag and put it like this, and then you're just going to pick it up. You're going to pull that out, like that. Okay. Flip it over. And there you go. It literally falls into place. Now this did fall out. You are going to have to be careful with this. These will fall out. These little things here, you can see how they are here on the side. So you're going to have to go back there and slide them in to the sides. And that's probably because I lifted the bottom. And slide them into the side. So again, you know, right off the bat, it's kind of a little bit flimsy. But it definitely will work like this, you know, it's no big deal. But let me fix that, and then I'll show you how you can adjust the height of what you want inside the grill. Alright, so that was simple enough, but I did want to let you guys know that when you unfold this sometimes, parts will slide out of those little notches on the side. No big deal, you literally flip it over, stick them back in there, and pull it back down again. But just so you know. That is my one complaint so far with this, but other than that, it seems to be a pretty cool thing. We're going to test it out and actually use it in a second here and see how it holds up. Now, of course, with this, you just stick your grill right on top, like that. There you go. Now, if you wanted to lift up the bottom of this, say you wanted to use charcoal, you want it really deep and you want a lot of coals. But maybe if you're doing a wood fire, you want to move it up one, like that, and just push it over into its place. Now, if you're going to use, say, 2 alcohol burners, maybe you want to move it even closer, up like this, to the next level. And you can see it's kind of swaying side to side. I'm not too thrilled about that. But, again, it's not horrible. It's fairly stable. You know, it's not going anywhere. And the higher up it goes, actually, the sturdier it gets. This is not as much side to side wobble. We are going to set it up outside and see if that improves it some. Again, that's not a deal breaker. It's just something you need to know about. So when you get it, you're like, oh, this piece of junk wobbles all over the place. Already you know it's going to be a little wobbly. So, let's put it back down. And I'll show you the sides here. I'm going to let that fall all the way down. Actually, I'm going to put it right about there for the wood stove. See? And again, look here. I want you to see that. Again, it's falling out of the track. So this might be a little bit harder to use for somebody who is not skilled at this. There we go. All right. There and there. I'm going to put it all the way up. That way it's easier for me to line up. See, the wobbliness and the track, the coming out of the track stuff really does not thrill me. Makes it kind of hard to set up. That's not what I like to see. There we go. Okay. So it's back into the track again. It's just really kind of difficult to get it where you want it if you're not right on the money. And the fact that it's wobbling all over the place is kind of frustrating. So let me fix this off camera here. There we go. I fixed it. Never mind. And we'll try it out outside. I want to show you the sides though, because I do think the sides are a cool feature. If you need a little bit of room on each side of this, you have these little pieces that will slide on onto either side here. Here's another one. So it gives you a place to put a fork down or tongs or whatever if you're going to be using them to flip things. So there you go. There's the whole assembled grill. And as I've mentioned, I'm not a fan of the slidey, it's not too bad when it's up that high. When it's down at the bottom, it kind of slops all over the place. So it's a little more difficult to use. But we're going to actually see how it works and performs before I make a final judgment on it. Again, if you're going to move these, you got to be really careful because they don't always move in unison, and you may lose one out a hole on the back. But that's about right. I think we're going to keep it there for the wood fire. We're going to do a wood fire on this today. I have some wood chopped up. And we're going to cook up some a freeze-dried wholesaler hamburger, which I'm hydrating now. These hamburger patties, uncooked. And I got a couple pieces of Spam and a couple hot dogs. So we're going to try it out outside. We're going to get the fire going and see how we like it. See if it's worth it. Now, again, these aren't expensive. This is $15, $15.99, so really $16. They're not super expensive, so don't expect something that's going to be, perfect. You may have to work at it a little bit. If I were to tweak these around a little bit, make them a little easier to move, it might be good. One other thing they did send that I really can't figure out is this cloth, which is more of a lens polishing type cloth. Maybe it's to get the fingerprints off. I don't know. Once I start burning in the stove, I don't really worry about that kind of stuff. So, but it is kind of, a little extra that they threw into the box. So, let's get this set up outside and see how it works with a fire in it. Alright, so I got it set up out here. I got a little bit of this pyro putty. If you haven't tried this stuff, it's really cool. I haven't used it in a while, so I don't know how well it's going to work. But we'll try it out. I'm going to toss it in there. We're going to get the fire started. There we go. I'll just toss that right in there. And get the fire going. I threw a little inside there too. Figure can't hurt to have a little extra inside. Melt it down in there. And I'll bring you back once the fire is actually going. I want to kind of let it get some coals there. I don't want to be cooking on, raging flame. So we're going to let that burn in a little bit. I do have some extra wood. However, adding wood to this is going to be difficult because once this grill is over it, you're going to have to either flip it up or whatever to get the wood in there. So it might be difficult. Anyway, let's let it do its thing, and I'll bring you back when it's ready to be cooked on. So it seems to be kind of burning down to coals a little bit, a little more contained. So far it's working okay. Hasn't warped or anything weird. Seems to be doing its job. We're going to put the Spam on first, because I figure that's going to be, if anything takes long, that would be it. Not that Spam takes long to cook. And you see it just shifted there. So this thing isn't the most stable thing in the world. It's definitely an issue with it. I see that the grill has actually warped a little bit. Not too keen on this thing. Just yet. I don't know, I mean, it's cheap, that's for sure. But I'm not liking the way it's performing so far. So let's put the hot dogs on too, since we've got a good little roll going on there. And then we'll finish up with the hamburger. But once these are done, I'll bring you back and we'll take a look and see how we're doing. I mean, it's doing its job. It's just, it feels really like it's going to collapse any second. Even though it isn't, I know that. It's all stable there. It's not the sturdiest thing in the world. But, hey, keep on testing it out. All right, I just wanted to show you how to add wood to this. As you can tell, it's doing its job. It's grilling pretty nicely. If you want to add wood to this, it's going to be a little tricky. But you can do it. And it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, ugh, this is stupid. But let's try it out. I'm going to lift this up. Just toss my wood in. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be on that. It does seem to have stabilized a little bit now that it's heated up a little bit. So that's a little bit better. It's doing a good job cooking the hot dogs. So let's keep it rolling. And then next up we'll do the, I still have it hydrating, the freeze-dried wholesaler's hamburger, the raw hamburger. And we will try it out. Alright, so we're going to put the burger on. This should fire things up a bit once the burger grease starts dripping in there. And so far, the hot dogs are done. Yep, they came out good. The Spam came out awesome. So I'm pleased so far with how it's working. Just a little bit concerned with the sturdiness of it. So, bring you back once that's grilled up nicely. And we will take it from there. And bring it inside and we'll wrap it up. Alright, so the burger's done. Cooked up nicely. Let's get it off there. Actually, I'm going to use my hands and burn myself. There you go. So, I mean, we got some good, some good cooking out of it. As it operates as a grill, I really like it. It's pretty darn cool. This stuff kind of concerns me a little bit, this wobbliness. But, for an actual grill, seems to work very well. And I might add that it's been kind of windy out here, and this kind of worked as a windbreak with just enough through the slots here to let in some air without making it too much of a raging fire and burning everything up all at once. So I'm going to let this burn out, have myself a little snack. Probably won't eat all of that. And bring you back and we'll finish up. I'll give you my final thoughts on it. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I got it inside, just rinsed it off. It seemed to come pretty clean. I did scrub the grill with a little bit of dish soap so it wasn't greasy. But no real issues there. Nothing warped on it. I thought it was warping in a little bit. Nothing warped on it. That is absolutely perfect the way it was. After a burn-in, it isn't anywhere near as wobbly. Okay? So it probably needed the burn-in to kind of expand things and put it in their place. All in all, I gotta say, it performed as it was supposed to do. It cooked that food really well. It cooked it with a minimum of wood, which is a very good idea if your resources are limited. And gotta say, it works. It may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but it does its job. Let's show you how it collapses up here. Now these just go side by side. I'm going to wipe them off because they're wet. I don't want to store it wet. And again, I really didn't wash this stuff. I just kind of rinsed it off. Because I'm sure I'll be using this more if I decide to keep it. Sure I'll be making more stuff with it. Alright, so let's wipe that down. And I will flip it over and show you how it goes. And that's pretty much it. That quick. So it does what it's supposed to do. It did hold together. I found after the burn it doesn't wobble as much. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was a little concerned about that wobble in the beginning. I was like, oh, this isn't good. But hey, seems to do what it's supposed to do. Give you a look at what it looks like after it's been burned with some wood in it. All in all, I guess for 16 bucks, not a bad little grill. You can definitely do some mods to it if you want. I would also think too that when you stick those two blades into ground, it's definitely not going to wobble as much. But I see after, and you saw it here, I was pushing it side to side and it was just a little tiny movement. So I think after burning it probably worked out pretty good. But for 16 bucks, I mean, if that's all you got to spend and you want something like this to grill on, that's not a bad idea, especially if you live alone. Or if you have your bug out location, where you are going to be alone. This is more than enough to cook for one person. I mean, you see, I was able to cook 2 hot dogs, a hamburger, and the hamburger, by the way, was really good. If you're interested in checking these out, you can use my link below. I'm really surprised at how something that's like styrofoam can come out and end up tasting like a good, juicy hamburger. It was really good. So, all in all, I'm impressed with it. I thought it was going to be a piece of junk, honestly, when I first started to do the review, because I have not used this since, this review today. And I was kind of like, I don't know, it's starting to fall apart on me. It wasn't very stable. But in the end, it turned out to be okay. And you saw how easily it collapsed. I guess if we wanted to set it back up again, it would just be a matter of turning it over. And it falls into place. And you notice nothing collapsed that time. And again, see, there's a little movement, but nowhere near like it was before. So, that's the grill. The Tiny Spark stainless steel camp grill. I guess if you're in the mood for a budget item, or you just want something you can just use until it dies, not a bad deal for 16 bucks. It is made of premium 304 stainless steel. The dimensions are 10.1 inch by 7 inches by 1.4 inch thick. The package weight itself, when packed up, is 3.95 pounds. So it's not light. But, hey, did what it was supposed to do. I'm thinking if you have a camp area, if you have a bug out location, if you're bugging out by vehicle and you're not sure what you're going to run into, maybe your main gas is propane, that's what you're going to use to cook, but you want to take something along just in case you run out of propane or isobutane, not a bad deal. I wouldn't backpack it, not at 4 pounds. It's kind of heavy for a stove, but all in all, neat little thing. Gotta say it works. If you're looking for something a little more sturdy and a little more longer lasting, the UCO flat pack grill that is in my store, that thing is amazing. It just kind of folds out like this, and you put the grill on top. It's kind of a V shape. That thing is awesome. It can be used with any kind of biofuel or charcoal or whatever. So that's the little link for today. That's the Tiny Spark stainless steel camp stove. You can get one at the link down below. I have a direct link to it if you're interested in checking it out or you need more information on it. And you can check out our Amazon store down there. Our affiliate store is linked right below that. And our freeze-dried wholesaler store. Yes, I know, shameless plug. But if you click the link, you're going to save 15%. That's why I let you guys know. My link will save you 15% on anything on the site. Don't forget to check out our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. I am starting to get a lot of orders in there. I just want to let you guys know I'm starting to see a lot more orders in both the Thrive and the My Patriot Supply link. So that means that people are starting to get the hint to stock up. So you might want to get in before things start disappearing. And don't forget to check out the Thrive Life link as well. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.